Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this second session of 6 sessions here at Pillai Center Practice and also Pillai Center Academy, Astroved, wherever you're coming from. Maybe it's social media. Welcome. My name is Sucharita. For those of you who don't know me, wishing you all a very warm welcome. And thank you so much for joining this practice session where we are going to discover various ways in which we can experience goal setting. Now, there are many ways in which we can set our goals. And remember, our goal is the direction that we need to face and the steps we need to take to reach that destination. So the goal is every step of the way. It's not just the end of the line, so to speak, or that object which we desire and manifest ultimately. So we also have Ronnie here, who is helping out with tech support, and Chakra is here as well from Pillai Center. They are both fabulous teachers and they share in service with a smile. So we're here to serve you, to prepare you, to wake you up or make you to be aware of who you are, what you're doing, where you're going, when it's going to happen, and how. So the who, what, where, when, why, how questions are how we are going to create our goals, or maybe begin to create our goals for what we want to manifest or reach that destiny in 2023. So we're going to prepare ourselves to perhaps embark on the new year long journey with Dr. Pillai in this coming year, starting out with January 1st, where we're going to be getting initiated into the cosmic energy that is coming in from the heavens above and all around, from those who have gone before us, and they are going to be sending a lot of intelligence, super intelligence from the quantum mind into the earth plane, and then hopefully we will be able to absorb and make sense of that as we integrate it into our human mind. So the quantum mind reality is what Dr. Pillai is going to open up the gates of that consciousness for us to tap into. And being a master, he has been the one who has guided our souls to perhaps be here studying with him, whether it's just in this moment that you're attracted to him, or perhaps in years gone by and decades for some of us, lifetimes for sure for all of us, because why else would we be attracted to his teachings and his guidance? That might be one of the questions you ask yourself. So the goal might be, hey, here we are today. It's a Monday in Eastern Standard Time as I'm here in Toronto broadcasting this. So we're tapping into the energy of the moon, which represents the mind, the human mind, emotions, that ability to be balanced and to create out of our manifestations that which is necessary for us to evolve spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, objectively, comfort-wise, and so on. So it's our ability to get our desires fulfilled. So if you're here for the first time, welcome. And those of you who have been around for a while and you're excited, just like I am, to see what's going to be happening in 2023 on this mystical, magical adventure with Dr. Pillai as he rolls out the new year. So we have had the first call, which was yesterday, and we tapped into the energy of the sun, and that represents our soul as well as leadership and health or well-being. And so you're welcome to check that out on YouTube. We'll open that up to the public. And there's way more introduction and explanation and conversation around why we would set our goals and how we're doing it here in this particular series. You can go on to Pinterest or Google it on how you can goal set, or maybe go to Indigo Books or whatever your favorite bookstore is, and find out or there are courses as well on how to set goals. That's not what we're here to do, because everyone sets goals differently depending on your personality. So we didn't want to box you in. We're here to be unlimited. So that's part of being creative as well. So the theme today, because we're tapping into the energy of the moon being the ruler of Monday here in Eastern Standard Time, and is the ability to create with balanced or harmony inside of ourselves. And then when we emotionalize our manifestations, we're not doing it out of freaking out, being fearful or angry or upset. Why can't I manifest? Or frustrated? How come I can't? Why am I doing all these things that I'm doing, and then nothing is working, nothing is coming to fruition, or very little? Or it may be that everything is happening all at once. My God, I just got the lotto and I didn't even consider maybe I have to know how to babysit that money. So the ability to create in whatever aspect of our life, it can be creating harmony in your relationship. So you're not so guarded perhaps, or looking at each other in the same way as you always have been. So it can be that you are wanting to be emotionally balanced at your workplace. There are so many stressors, you're stretched, all your resources are stretched to the max. Maybe you're multitasking and you've gone on steroids and it's just way too much. You're going to come out of balance. And then how will you manifest if you're totally stressed out of your mind? Or you'll have so many reasons why you haven't been, and you're blaming it on, or using the rational mind to say, well, logically, I don't have the time or energy or resources, or so-and-so, they're not doing their job, or we have a crappy leader or boss in our business or at our workplace. So there will be all that garbage going on. And what do we create? We kind of create like this pig pen field of energy all around us. So we're in this big cloud. For those of you who don't know the Snoopy character, or the Schultz character, the cartoons that we grew up with here in the West, where there was this one character and he had like this big dust cloud around him, and he was really sweet. However, everyone around him would just say, oh, he's just so messed up. So that's what happens. Maybe we don't have that experience, but energetically, that's what we are immersing ourselves in every day. So, and then we say, well, it's not me. It couldn't possibly be me, my fault or my responsibility. I'm doing what I can do, but something else is stopping my creativity. And that can be true as well. If you get an astrology consultation or have an audio astrology, or maybe a soul reading that is offered through Pillai Center, Ashravid, Pillai Center Academy, and also in the year-long program, you'll have that kind of guidance. There'll be one-to-one coaching. Sometimes a coach can look into that for you and ask you questions. Well, what are your desires, and what do you feel like you're being blocked in, or who is blocking you? And then you'll have a conversation where you realize, oh my goodness, it's all coming from within. So if we want to be the queen or the king in our own lives, and that's also the moon, it helps you to be out in the public eye, out in the public realm, or relating to people in a different way. If you don't have a strong moon, you could be contracted, and you could be not wanting to be a leader or in the public eye. And that might be okay, but how do you create your life so that you're not being blocked with fear or shyness, or maybe having false pride, where you're just, there's this false humility, or you're not humble, or you're being humble to get something out of it. So we've all found ourselves doing that at some point in our lives to get what we want. And maybe we've stepped on other people's shoulders or their heads, and we've crushed them in the process. And we have, have emotional upheaval inside of us later on, where we're saying, God, how am I ever going to come out of that? And usually when we talk to people who have been around for decades, And we say to themselves, well, what is bothering you? And they say something that happened to them when they were a teenager, and they carried that for decades. And we even may be doing that too, consciously or unconsciously, knowingly or unknowingly, we are doing it. And that energy is a cloud around us. So that can all be diffused if we go through a process of asking the questions that we're going to do now. We'll just get settled in. So if you have a piece of paper, a pen, or a pencil, or if you have your smartphone or your laptop and you want to just pull up a Word doc or text file, and then you can just jot some things down. When we write or we type, when we use our hands, then we will see something on the paper or on the screen that will then reflect back into our eyes, because we're using our eyes to see, to take in that information and see truly who we are, or who we think we are, or what kind of emotions we have around that particular thing that we're thinking about. And then that gets stored in our visual cortex or visual memory. And then we go and we search out in our life. So nothing is outside of us really that we haven't taken in. And then we're reflecting it back out. We're using our eyes like a searchlight to search out what is going to be that which we want to manifest. So we can get ready now and just say to ourselves, who am I? As it relates to what I want to create, or how I create, or when I create, or where I create, or with what direction I go, what goals I've had in the past. Am I still creating the same goal from a long time ago when I was such and such an age, or in a state of whether I was working or I had a business or I was in school? So am I still that person? Who am I being emotionally? Am I balanced, or am I still experiencing these reasons for not being able to manifest? Because in the past I manifested and it turned out, why can't I manifest that again right now? So we try to go away, we try to move our consciousness when we take our hand and we write down, who am I right now? Not from the past, because you can't be there from the past. You're not that. And you can't think about the future either, because that freaks you out. It's already uncertain. Just because you have a prediction, it may or may not come true, just like the world is now. Whoever expected any of us to be facing or living it every day as per the social media, or as the mainstream media is pumping into us all kinds of things that it's just overwhelming. There are so many wars going on at once. And then there's the big one that everyone is focusing on right now, because that is the main concern, the Ukraine and Russian war, and the NATO and everything else. And maybe that's just way too overwhelming, but that is what is going on in the world. So no wonder we feel fearful or uncertain as it's trickling in to our energetic body and impacting our thought processes. So thoughts need to be energized. So if we're trying to create something, and that's always we're being bombarded like the Pigpen character with the cloud around them, that person not knowing why am I thinking this way? Why don't I have any clarity? So Dr. Pillai has shared in the past that clarity is creation. If you are not clear in your thinking mind, and you're full of fear, you're full of anger, you're full of frustration or excuses or reasons why you cannot manifest because of whatever's happened in the past, or may or may not happen in the future. Hello, we're living uncertain times. We don't know. I go to the store just to go and buy some groceries, and I'll have the same amount of groceries going through, and they will say, and that is double the price. Just like that. with interest rates and all kinds of other things that are going on, the scarcity consciousness. So do I say, well, why is this happening? I will just go down the rabbit hole and be trying to resist it, or be fearful of it, or angry about it and frustrated. And where did all my clarity go? So the world is going to do what the world is going to do. And you are going to be the master of your soul, of your mind. And in particular today, is what is your mind thinking? What are the thoughts that are going on in your human mind? And then we're going to take it to another level where we're going to get into the quantum mind, that divine mind state. So the energy of today, the overlord is the moon, and then we have another overlord, or maybe the CEO, which is in the quantum mind, and that's Lord Shiva, who will give you pumping energy to give you prosperity consciousness and enlightenment, and then also take away that negativity. He cries for humans. We have the Rudraksha beads that I'm wearing, and then the crystal is in between. So the Rudraksha is actually Shiva's tears. So whenever we pray and we hold on to that Rudraksha bead, we're actually doing an energetic exchange. So maybe as you're writing out who you are today, in this moment, right now, and you hold on to a Rudraksha bead if you have it or imagine it, or you can just watch me, and I've got the Rudraksha bead here. You can imagine all the negativity being absorbed into that bead. And then Om Namah Shivaya can be, or just Om can be the mantras that you can be using to bring you back to that emotional balance, to bring you back to what you truly desire, not what has ever happened or is happening around you and is distracting you. That is, we have about 35 to 50 thoughts a minute. It's been measured by the scientists. So there aren't too many thoughts left in a minute. And most of us waste those thoughts because they're just racing back and forth, and we can't focus. So using a mantra will help us to focus. So having your Shiva Shakti mala beads can help you to focus. The crystal, it represents the goddess. So the goddess today is Durga. She is what represents the moon today, on Mondays and on Tuesdays as well, and on Fridays, but we're on Monday here in Eastern Standard Time. So that's a power time for the goddess Durga to remove suffering. So Durga's name is Durga, which removes dukkha, which is suffering. So anything that is causing us to keep ratcheting over why we can't create something, or how we can't, or where, or when, or who's going to do it? You're going to do it. So the who is not necessarily yourself, your old way of thinking, your limited human thinking, or someone else's advice or guidance. It's going to be coming from within. That desire is going to arise as you say to yourself, all right, who am I now? And you just start writing, and it's your beingness. And you're in the emotional balance. Even if fear is coming, you keep writing that fear is there, fear is there, fear is there, fear, 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 fear. That's all you've written since we started this. Then you will find that within a few minutes, fear, the emotion or the charge, is being taken away because you are taking action. You're doing something to face that fear and do something anyways. And then your quantum mind, or Durga, just because we've said it, or Shiva, we've said those two names, they are in the quantum reality, and they are going to pump thoughts into our conscious mind, perhaps in your heart, if you feel like you want your heart's desires to be fulfilled, or that gut feeling that someone says you must do this at home or at work or with your interpersonal relationships, your family, your friends, your social circle, so on, or just people around you. Maybe you're driving right now and you're listening, or you're interacting at work and there's a lot of things going on. So you're saying to yourself, no, I gotta just be that steady. You're going to be that that soul consciousness that is pumping in the thoughts into my mind, and it's going to help me to fulfill my heart's desires. You've got to feel it from within. There has to be a balance of the emotion from within. And even if it is fabulous things that we want to desire, then we can say, well, I'm not really sure if that desire is going to be what's going to cut it for me. And we never are going to know. We could have looked back in our lives and said, oh, I'm so glad that I didn't, go after that guy or that gal. And now they would be my husband or wife, or I would be divorced. Like, good thing that didn't happen. Or that job that you thought was going to be so fabulous because it had a huge salary and all these perks, but you would be worked to the bone day in and day out. And then you fast forward years or decades later, and you look around at the colleagues you would have been around, and they have, died, or they are diseased, or they are struggling to maintain balance. So it could be that you desire, the thought of who you are in this moment is that you have fear, you have anger, you have frustration, you have what you have, depression even, because the moon on Mondays, check yourself. Sometimes we get really depressed and down, and that's just kind of compressed anger or frustration. Really, it is. So when you uncover it, and then there's more energy, you will see that you get triggered easy. And then you'll think, well, no, I'm sad. No, you're upset, and that has been pushed down. So it will help you to go through this process of seeing what kinds of, and you'll actually physically see that on the paper or as you're typing it. And then that will get transmitted up the arm and into the brain, and then the brain will say, okay, you've written this. This is your written word. Whether you spoke it out or whether you thought it, it is the word on different levels, so verbal or silently. So that's what we're building inside of our consciousness if we're not aware or we're not conscious of it. So we're tapping into the quantum mind, which we could do way more with Dr. Pillai's initiation starting out January 1st, and perhaps going along in the various levels, depending on what your budget is and what you really truly desire. So maybe you do have the money, but maybe you say, I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the commitment. I don't know what is going to happen. And who knows anything? Anyways, you're going to be in the realm of the unknown. And that's why I'm so happy and excited too, to be helping you out here to make your decisions, to set your goals, because you will see who you're being could just be a story that we've told ourselves over and over again, and we're caught in a rut. And that's what actually is creating that stuckness. Or maybe we went along and we said something, we went along in life and we just followed what everyone else told us to do. Hello, who hasn't done that? Here's what you do. You go to school and you get married, and then if that doesn't work out, you get divorced. And if you're schooling and all that debt that you have, the student loans that you have that takes 9 years to pay off, hello, and then you don't end up even doing that which you had studied and you were qualified to do, because that wasn't your karma anymore, and you get on a spiritual path, and here you go, you're doing something on your spiritual path, and that's not working out. It's just on and on. But it's an adventure. So you will start to see that, hey, I'm having an adventure in my life. It's all about me. And it's all about my journey that I'm on with respect to other people who are coming into my life, or have been there in my life, or I've kicked out of my life for some time and they come back in. Family, hello, holiday season is coming. 'Tis the season, maybe not to be jolly. How many of us have experienced that? And then we immerse ourselves in work so we can avoid those family functions. And we have every reason why. So maybe it might be that, yeah, you do have to work and that is legit and you're being your authentic self and people don't understand that. And so they're saying you should be this way or you should be that way or whatever. And you're being damned if you do and damned if you don't. So it's perfect timing to go through this process. Who am I being? Who am I in this moment? And that there will be a flood of energy coming into your heart again. You will feel it. Maybe some desires that have been crushed will come up and be enlivened. You'll be revitalized. They'll come back from the dead. You'll unlock your heart. All that pain and suffering may be unlocked. And you may imagine yourself to be, okay, I'm not going to totally go for it, but I could imagine myself being happy at this point in time. I could imagine myself interacting with my family members or friends, or perhaps someone in my new that's going to come into my life at my workplace, or maybe I'll see the people in my workplace as different. And why do we focus so much on our workplace or our business? Is that we spend most of our daily life immersed in our work and interfacing with people who maybe we don't understand or they don't understand us. And oh, that's just the way it's going to be. But maybe that will shift, because if Dr. Pillai is opening up the gates to the vortex of quantum mind and being and all the blessings that are coming from these divine beings, then our desires can be fulfilled automatically, and we'll even surprise ourselves. No way that I ever thought I would be different, or say things to these people who I've always kept in this box of they're this way, they're that way, they're the other way, so forget it. I'll work around. Or they're never going to change and I'm never going to be. It's just like, that's such a waste of energy. That's our pig pen cloud around us. So we don't want to do that. We want to call on the divine being that rules the moon and says, come on, bring me prosperity, bring me enlightenment, bring me the consciousness to remove suffering and pain, and see and empathize with the pain and suffering, perhaps in those people or in ourselves. First and foremost, we have to have compassion for ourselves. Otherwise, how can we have compassion truly for others? It just can't happen naturally. We can fake it till we make it. That's always something that we have to do, a step that we have to take. And Dr. Pillai has shared that. If you can't imagine it, then, and you can't write it, you can't visualize it, start cutting out pictures or go online and see how to make vision boards. And then your mind will go towards that and you will see those images. Maybe writing isn't your thing, but you imagine yourself. Maybe you go to a beautiful neighborhood where there are $3 million houses, like here in Toronto, Canada. It's crazy. A bungalow is $3 million. What? So that's what the market is. And that's what being a billionaire is all about, I guess, according to the market. But perhaps as the market is going to correct, because that's what's happening, then it will come down to that maybe doable level where you could see yourself coming in at that price point, or qualifying for a mortgage at that price point. Or maybe even you have the quantum mind says, you know what, it's coming down even more. So just go hang out and do other things that you desire. Put your energy towards creating a beautiful relationship and how you will be in that. And you'll look at your partner and go, not possible. No, never. And why will you say that? Because that's inside of you. So this is all about you. So who are you being? And all the emotions that you have around that. Balance it out. So what's the opposite of fear? Courage. You will have the courage to battle, but then you'll say, no, I'm pretty shy. I'm just a wallflower, or I don't have the confidence, and your shoulders go and your head goes and you go into turtle mode, right? And we do that, even though we may not look like that, we do that. So it's a time perhaps for the quantum mind reality to pump in thoughts that say, okay, I know you're going to be whoever you're going to be. You're going to stick your head in the sand, or you're just going to try to be totally diplomatic, and you're just going to be wanting to create harmony, and you're faking it till you make it, and your smile is just like pasted onto your face, and you're going to try and feel that this is your reality, and that's the human limited way, because it's not authentic. Well, what is authentic? You're honest, but it's not at that highest level, that highest state of being, which is remove the suffering, remove the pain, remove all the garbage that is creating that fear around, or that inability to live a courageous life. And courage just means facing it. Just face yourself. And so you can, again, you just go be a little bit outrageous when you're cutting out your pictures on your vision board, creating your vision board, if that's what helps you to create goals, or writing. Maybe you'll start to really journal. There's so many people who have shared their miracle stories just by journaling. And they said, I don't know how it's going to happen. And then they look back and it went, oh, this, that, and the other thing happened. I didn't really even focus on it anymore. Who came in? Your highest state of being came in behind the scenes. Because if they came in and they gave you the $1 million lotto or whatever, maybe it's $1 billion now, and you weren't ready to receive it because you would have just given it away, or you would have, paid off everyone else's house and you didn't have enough for yourself. So you have to really see yourself. Do you have the courage? What if? So here's the what. What if you got that house or that car or that relationship or that job or that spiritual blessing to go off to the mountains? Would you? Could you leave everything behind if you had to go do that? So really, you want to have the courage to face who you are right now. It's not to say that in the future that could happen, or maybe as an astrology or naughty astrology prediction, or your soul reading could be that, yes, you are destined to go and do these fabulous things and be this philanthropist or this spiritual master, and you're going to lead the way, or you're going to be in politics, or you're going to be the head of a company, you're going to be the CEO. No, you're going to be the owner. You're going to be the leader in your life, and your family is going to look up to you, and you're going to be the great advisor. And you're going, who, me? And then that is going to be your pig pen of energy around you. And you won't be able to have clarity to create. So going through the process of the what is going to be created can be, you want to say, okay, what is it that I want to create? I don't have the courage, or I don't have the clarity. So then you will just ask your hand to write the words down that will say house, car, relationship, and then how are you balanced in your emotions? So you might be totally super joyous and blissful and say, well, I'm just going to get a miracle. And that could happen. And that could be that you're so aligned with the quantum mind reality. You're so trained in your life that you can dispel all that negativity around you from whatever's going on outside or perhaps inside. It just gets diffused out. That's a possibility. But for most of us, and I would say 99% of the population, is always challenged. Just as we're taking how many steps forward, we take double the amount backwards, we fall back. So again, go inside your heart, or maybe even in your gut. People always share with me, I have this job or this situation in my life, and my gut says, no, 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 no. But I've said, yes, I will do it. Yes, I will be that way. Yes, 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 to go get the job or go get the relationship or keep it going. And then you don't have the courage to say no, even though your gut is saying, say no to it. It doesn't mean that you'll say no forever. It just means that get back into balance. So find out what the what is for you based on whatever it is that you desire, because here we are, we're talking about the moon, the mind, the desires, and those highest desires. So the quantum mind is the divine mind, or these divine beings who are definitely looking for something to do, because without helping us to evolve, they have nothing to, they've got their karma to fulfill. They have nothing to do. So they're coming perhaps in various forms across the traditions, across the cultures, religion of religions, which Ronnie manages through that YouTube. You can go onto that YouTube and you will find that, oh my goodness, there are so many divine beings out there. And I limited myself because of my faith or my tradition, or maybe I'm just stuck and I just want to stay like super focused and narrow-minded. And then you're not allowing that openness and having your hands open to receive. And you don't know what you're receiving. But when you just bow down, you're opening up the crown to the divine, the crown chakra. You're using your hands and you're opening them up. You're saying yes, and bring it on. But then in your mind, your thinking mind, what if those things happen to me? Am I ready to receive them? And if I'm not ready, it's okay. I will have financial advisors, if it's money that you want, or a big house or the car, whatever, you will have taken those steps, because the mind will tell you, the quantum mind will say, I'm going to give it to you. Are you ready? Is your intellect balanced, your emotions balanced to then utilize that, to get the most out of it, to enjoy it? So the desire being fulfilled may bring a lot of hardship as well. So when we're constantly saying the mantra, which Dr. Pillai is going to give very specific mantras out in the New Year program and in the year-long program in 2023, that will help to protect our mind from being distracted. That's what mantra means. Tra comes from the word protection, and man comes from the word mind. So the meaning is it protects your human mind from being bombarded by negativity and panic and unbalanced emotions, that soon all the joy, the wisdom that you had gets thrown out the window because you get overwhelmed. So those divine beings, the mantras, will protect your mind from that. And that's how you get rid of the karma. So your karma is, you take action, and then you have a destiny that must be fulfilled. But you can go around all those harms and hurdles, and you don't have to get stuck in traffic or bad weather conditions as you're traveling along that highway of life. So you might have ups and downs, just like we all do, and you're interfacing with what is happening globally, and then bring it in more nationally, and then in your community, in your family, and in your life, your individual pursuits as well. So we're going to be bumping up against all of that. So that's the what of it. So the who, the what, the why. Why does this keep happening? So you might say, well, I don't want to look to the past, but you can't also negate the past, because maybe it's time for you to, look at that little child inside of you and balance those emotions out. And maybe you might get some extra counseling or guidance, because the energy that is going to be coming in is going to be unlike any energy. So 2023 has its own special energy. And if you're with Dr. Pillai, he's going to bring in 30-23. What? So we want to be balanced. We don't want to be thinking about childhood situations that we're still hanging on to that energetically, that is, for whatever reason, knowingly or unknowingly, acting like a protection for us. And we're emotionally charging that protection around us, that we're not good enough, that we've fallen off our swing, let's just say, and the swing set. And then we just said, well, we're hurting and our knee is, got a sore on our knee because we scraped it, and nobody cares. There's nobody around to say, oh, you poor thing, and, wipe away our tears. Well, that was just the way it is. But that energetically, we are carrying that, and we look in our life at those people in our life. Oh, it's just like when. So it's you want to look at that. Why is it always happening? Is a good thing to do, because it might help you to explore, okay, now I'm ready. I'm mature enough to address that. It doesn't mean you go full on into, getting some psychotherapy or talking to a priest or a coach or a guidance counselor or whatever it is for too long. It just might be that, oh, I'm destined to have been done with this once and for all. And talking it through or working it through, however way that is for you, might be the why of it. So why is because, and when you look at that word, because, that's the response to your why. Who are you being that caused that? So then you can see, oh, geez, if I call in the divine mind, what am I going to write? If the divine mind comes in, the quantum reality, words might not come to you that you recognize, or words might be there that you've known all along and you're ready now to just, that's done. Or I'm going to take care of my health and well-being. My body will also affect my mind. So my physical level of being energized, regardless of your age or stage in your life, that might be impacting your mind and your creativity. So you'll keep creating the same reasons why you can't, manifest whatever it is that you want to manifest. And you will have an emotional charge around it. And you will know, okay, I'm out of balance. This is not the balance that I want to have. So fear, anger, all that stuff is going to be there, as well as, joy and bliss. And that those two extremes are not going to help us to navigate and be steady and stay steady in the course of whatever it is that you're destined to manifest, your goal, or around you, whatever is going on in the world. So that's the who, the what, the why, the where. Where are you going? Let's look at the when. The when is easy. 2023. Hello, it's coming. So even though the calendar hasn't flipped that date, January 1st, 2023, that energy is pinging us to say, New Year's coming, who are you going to be? And, we always say, oh, when the new year comes, I'm going to get fit. I'm going to do, get a new job. I'm going to work on my relationships, or I'm going to get into my spiritual practice and forget about all the rest. I'm just going to focus on me. I'm going to focus on my spiritual, and I don't care about anyone else in the house or in my life. That might be a little bit of an imbalance in the emotions. So the divine will say, okay, 2023, you've already got a few days. And then we're going to have some workshops as well. Lakshmi, Gina, and myself will be alternating days for about 4 days, where we'll walk through in workshops on Pillai Center Practice YouTube or Pillai Center YouTube. I'm not sure which one it's going to be, but it'll be there on the rotating banner for you on Pillai Center, to make sure that you attend those and find out for sure if this being on this path with Dr. Pillai is going to be the right thing for you, and maybe at what level it will give you that balanced decision making in your being. So your gut is going to say yes, or no, and your heart is going to say, oh wow, I didn't even know I had this desire. so that you're already opening up to that possibility that that could be your guiding force. As I mentioned yesterday, we're all going to get on a ship and we're going to go with Dr. Pillai, but it's going to be, he's going to steer the ship for us so we don't have to worry about it. And then just like he helped to steer us through COVID, gosh, there are so many people who have been studying with Dr. Pillai all the way through COVID. And we've all been, even if people got COVID and they had to go through that hellish experience, or they didn't get COVID, like myself, and I wasn't vaccinated. And I'm not saying that that's right or wrong, but it was like, whoa, how did I navigate that? How did I not get it when my family, part of my family got it as well? Some of them were vaccinated, some of them weren't. And then I was in a hospital with my father who had to have heart surgery, and how come I was able to go? Like all those things that would have been blocks or would have been really problematic and perhaps even deadly. What if I contracted it and gave it to him and he died from that, not the heart attack? Like that would have been devastating. So being on this path with Dr. Pillai in the past 2 years or so that COVID started, since 2019, 2020, and especially here in Toronto, Canada, we were in pretty heavy duty lockdown. We couldn't do too much. But there was a lot of joy, a lot of happiness, a lot of creativity, and being able to navigate in going to see my father, which was like not next door. It was a 4-hour drive in the snow and in the sleet and in the hail and in the heat and all the rest for those two years. Now that he's come out of it and he's 90 and he's keeps on going, he's got a new heart ticker in there. So how did that happen? When, what, who, where? And I kept working as well because I was working online. So I couldn't say I can't be there. So everything unfolded beautifully, not from my fearful, crazy, negative mind and all the pig pen mind around me, the mosh pit of the no-sayers or the naysayers. So that's just one example. And then, so I'm looking forward to 2023, where we're having to navigate some pretty turbulent times in the whole world and in our everyday life. I've got to manifest more income coming in if I want to continue the lifestyle that I have, or I have to cut back. And then also to do my spiritual practices and to do my spiritual pursuits. That's what we may realize as well, is that is going to be the most important thing. Because, okay, what if they do pull the trigger and the whole world blows up? What have we done? Where are we going? Who are we? And most of us have experienced, previous lifetimes through our meditations or perhaps through Mahdi's astrology, where we know, and it's a knowingness that no one can negate where we've been. And then after the body is gone, after this physical form is gone, the karmic impressions are physically, mentally, emotionally charged inside of us. And that's the consciousness that we will carry on as souls wherever we go. So we want to do the best and the most we can during this time, 2023. And my dog is barking. Sorry about that if it's annoying, but that's Kalabhairava. So Kalabhairava to me is this being, this Lord Shiva, who comes in and he says, he's got the dog. And he says, be in the right place at the right time, thinking the thoughts that you need to think to navigate. So to me, that's the divine saying, pay attention, because 2023 could just blow your mind. It will take you into a quantum state of reality. And I trust Dr. Pillai implicitly, because he has helped me to navigate very turbulent times in my life. As much as I kicked and screamed, he never kept anything back from me, and gave me more and continues to give me more light intelligence. I was saying yesterday that I had a call with Dr. Pillai out of nowhere. He said, call me. And it was just at my birthday this past year. And it was after I had had an astrology reading and a naughty astrology consultation, they said, oh, you're going to make all this money and go into crypto and all this. And then I called Dr. Pillai and I said, oh my God, Dr. Pillai, this is awesome. You know, I'm going to have all this money and I can give it to Tripura. And she's like, well, why do you want to do that? And it's like, well, why wouldn't I? And then he said, well, you have my blessings. What money? You don't need that. And then I thought about it. I took a step back after the call and I went, yeah, see, we trick ourselves into thinking that we're being charitable or philanthropic or when we get the big money. But why aren't we doing that now? Which I am. So isn't that enough? So if the world blows up or the internet, I don't even know if we get an EMP and then the whole grid goes down, how are we going to navigate that? Not to freak you out, kind of freaks me out. So, but here we are today is who we are being, what we're doing, what we're thinking, where we're going, when and why. Those who, what, where, when, why, how. The how comes in when we step into that higher state of reality, which is going to be the quantum mind. Whether you join the program with Dr. Pillai or not, if you keep doing mantras and studying with him, then those teachings are going to guide you. Not you maybe intellectually, because you'll be like, oh, I wish I could be in the program. All that will go on. And maybe you will. However, for those people where it's just not doable right now, then you will just keep praying and you will protect your mind from being bombarded by the negativity. And God only knows what's going to happen. Dr. Pillai always says, God is doing everything. So God knows. And where's God? Inside. Inside. And it will be immersed in 2023 consciousness, which is going to be like 3023 consciousness, according to Dr. Pillai, if you are going to be jumping into the Quantum Mind program for the year. So that'll be kind of exciting for those of us who want to go on that adventure, and that will prepare our souls to face whatever we need to deal with in the life. And courageous or not, it will have nothing to do with it, because it's kind of like anything in life. You're even just getting onto a call, there's always this energy inside of me that's so fearful and, oh, it's not going to work out, or you're not going to say the right thing or do the right thing, or the technology isn't going to be, that's just garbage. So what if it does? Who are you being then? So, you know, the divine mind is or the quantum mind is where these divine beings are, and they want us to be that. So how do we do it? We just connect with them. We connect with them through the particular mantras or meditations or the rituals, the remedies, the astrology consultations, the coaching that you're going to get. There's going to be so much mentoring and guidance on the journey. So we're going to have a lot of fun on that ship with Dr. Pillai, whether it's a rocket ship or maybe it'll just be a cruiser, that'll be fine. Or maybe it will be a rocket ship for some people. They really want to have an experience. And he'll give that based on what you want, how you're going to manage all that in your life. And you'll know, because you will, it's like anything. We get really high after a meditation, and then we go and we get a call from a family member and they're doing whatever they're doing, and that triggers us and we're like, oh man, we've just lost it. Did we? No, we just got out of balance. So then how do we create the next moment? So we will just keep doing that perhaps. And then maybe at some point, wisdom will kick in and say, just let that go. Not important in the scheme of things, right? So you won't even think, you'll just know. It'll be in your gut. It will be in your heart. That's what you desire. Not going down that road. You won't have to think, how am I going to get out of it? You'll just be. And that's the beauty. So we have already done the who, what, where, when, why, and how questions. And you went through that process, writing it all down, and you can take it to, you know, you can go away from this and continue on, journal, or get your vision board happening. And I'm just getting a ping from Ronnie saying, hey, stop talking. No, she didn't say that, but she cued me and said, hey, do you want anybody else to say anything? And yes, I will take that as a divine mind download coming from the quantum mind. Ronnie, please
I
go ahead.
posted
Open
that.
up the line.
I
Yeah.
posted that right as Kalabira was barking.
Oh, I
Thought,
didn't
oh,
see it.
maybe it's time to take questions.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you hold 1 second, let me unmute everybody so that you guys can unmute yourselves if you'd like. So stand by for that. And Sucharita, you'll need to unmute yourself again. And then if you have any questions, you can either raise your hand or unmute yourself, or we're a pretty intimate group here. So go for it.
And thanks, Ronnie, for posting the YouTube link. Is that now public?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few links that I posted. The YouTube link was from yesterday's program that is public, that people can access now too. I posted the information about the year-long program, Create Your Future in 2023, and then also decoding the quantum realm with the programs that you and Gina Lakshmi are going to do. And that's the time on that.
Fantastic.
And sorry for the typo, it's 7:30 a.m. IST, not UST. So
okay, thank you.
And there's a link for that too, so you'll see all of that. Lots of good stuff happening.
So did you find this helpful, Ronnie?
Oh yeah, I was definitely relating to so many things. And you know, the thing that you were just talking about, how we can get divided, you know, oh, we get off balance, we lose ourselves temporarily. And a thought came to mind of what Jesus had said at one point. He said, you know, you're just a house divided. A house divided doesn't make it a den of thieves. It just makes it a house divided. So it's like, we can't beat ourselves up about this stuff. And, you know, we'll just get back on track. It's all good.
Yeah. And then that helps us to getting back on track is creating. We're creating our next move. We have clarity about where we're going to go because we know what we all know what we don't want. It's a tough one when we're goal setting. What do we want? And so going through this process of who are we in this moment when I ask that question, what do I want to do? Where do I want to go? When do I want to do that? So it's not about right or wrong. It's you're in practice of being your authentic self. You're the author of your own destiny. And the destiny isn't the end game because there is no ending.
Right. Right. Yeah. And, you know, actually defining what you don't want is actually the first step to defining what you do. You know, I found that very helpful back in the day when I was doing my own business and everything. And we were, you know, working with people and relationships and things like that, taking courses and whatnot. And that was one of the things, just decide what you don't want. And that helps you define what you do. And I found that very helpful. And also you were talking about writing things down. That is an amazing process too. Many years ago, oh my God, 35 years ago, when my husband and I lived in LA, we were going to a life coach and he said, okay, one of your exercises is to write down your perfect life. Okay. And he said, and every day go back to it and write more, define it more, really get into it. And so we did. We took the exercise. Okay, well, let's do this. And without even thinking about it other than doing the exercise, like he said, within a couple of months, about 90% of everything that we had written down had manifested. So it is huge. That is a huge, huge, huge technique. So yeah, thank you.
No, yeah, I mean, just having been given this assignment, if you will, it really opened me up to the possibility that everything can be created out of nothing. If you get to that state of that quiet ground state, if you will, where you're just totally bound and you know that things are going on around you, that's a given. And you know what could go wrong. And then you just come back into the state, which is what the mantras will do, the meditations will do, the chanting will do, the guidance will do that, helping you to experience it. So a lot of people will say, well, I'll just do it on my own. And perhaps that may happen. But just like you were saying, Ronnie, it's not so easy to do it on our own because we will negate it. So super easy, to just be an island unto ourselves. And not to say that we can't be on our own for some time, or we're not comfortable with that, or we haven't mastered that at different points in time, or that's exactly what the divine mind wants us to do. Maybe it wants us to mind our own fabulous business and be alone and sit with that manifestation day after day, or that creative process where you're just getting rid of everything. And then you can take that next step. So I hope that this has been helpful for everyone with the topic or the energy that we're tapping into, to help us to decide what our goals are at this point in time. Are we creating with a balanced emotions? Are we in that state of quiet and harmony from within? And that energy is going to reflect out, and we feel it in our heart. Maybe some desires come that have been put out, and the fire is there again, the passion is there, the compassion is there, that acceptance of perhaps is a good thing, that thing that I wanted to manifest, or that amount of money I wanted to manifest, didn't get manifested. I'm not really quite sure that I'm done with that desire, but it's a good thing that it's not happening. And you will know it in your gut. So those are the two kind of physical, energetic points that will help you to balance your feelings, your emotions, your desires. And then that will give you clarity. Maybe not thinking, but maybe the writing or the vision board or the journaling can help you. So who, what, where, when, why, how questions are a way to perhaps navigate who you are being, what you're doing, where you're going, and how you're going to do that, and with whom. Start to create that story, that beginning of the journey of 2023. And we hope to see you in either the New Year program or the program that's going to be unfolding in 2023 ahead. Are there any other questions?
I'm not seeing any questions, but before we bring it home, can you, there is one question. And then maybe you do a short little meditation with us to bring it home. Yeah, okay. All right, go ahead with your question.
Hi, hello, my name's Keshav. I'm with my mom right now, and
hi, Charita.
Hi. We've been following your meditation, your technique. So we've been doing the Om Gum chanting 108 times. How long ago was this?
About what, 2-3 years ago now?
Yeah, 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
But we've also been doing the Shreem, Brzee, and I think during Skanda Shasti, we also did the the Murugan.
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember for the Lord Ganesh meditation, you'd focus on your eyes, then your ears, and then the beams of light through your nostrils, and then another beam through your tongue. And then with Lord Murugan, you'd focus on chakras, right? And then you'd focus the energy going upwards. So yeah, I've been doing that. Feel good, feel connection, feel the vibes, 100%. Not gonna lie. So I was just wondering, I've been doing this consistently. How can I go forward from here? I mean, I do feel the vibes, but I don't know, what could I do to improve or reach the next level? That's my question.
Oh, great. And lovely to meet you and your mom. So welcome. And lovely to hear that you have been sticking with the practices. So you can continue to do that. There are so many free courses that are offered through Pillai Center Practice YouTube or Pillai Center YouTube with Dr. Pillai guiding you. So you can maybe use those practices. If you want to level it up, what I would recommend is you are where you are right now, and you start where you start right now. So don't worry about, am I qualifying to go to the next level? Even if I've been doing free courses, or I've been doing some paid services, or I've been participating in remedies, or, I've had an astrology consultation, they said this and that and the other thing. So it doesn't matter if you've done nothing or if you've done a little bit or all of it. We're starting out, we're preparing everyone to set their goals, set their intention. If one of your intentions is to level up, then, and you're on this path with Dr. Pillai, and you seem to be liking it and you want to go to the next level, he might be, you can do your who, what, where, when, why, as you ask that question to him. So I would ask Dr. Pillai internally, and as you're doing a mantra practice, or you're following along, watching a YouTube, or whatever it is that you're doing, a meditation, a ritual, or you decide to participate in something done proxy in India for you, as it's being done, you ask Dr. Pillai, where do I start? And it might be that you just start with the New Year program. We're all going into the new year. We're all going into 2023. If you want to level up, he's going to bring us into 3023. So he's going to bring that energy, that intelligence, those healing techniques or qualities, that science, that technology, that understanding of who we are, who we think we are, is going to be blown away. And he's going to open us up so that we receive it. We become receptacles for that leveling up. And will it blow our minds? Maybe, but maybe you're ready for that. So start out, I would just recommend, like I do with anyone who comes and says, where do I begin? You start with where you are right now. So you could go into the New Year program and then see or experience what you feel or what you're guided to do. But before then, we're going to have the workshops. So go to those. Go to those workshops, and you'll be walked through every level up. And maybe you'll do like a timeline jump. You'll say, oh, I thought I was just going to start with the first program, but then I leveled up. So we don't even know what level up means until we educate ourselves with this higher intelligence, this quantum reality. So come to these courses, or come to the rest of these, or watch the videos that we'll have on YouTube. And there will be a playlist, and then something will inspire you in those conversations that we have, just as we have in today and in yesterday's conversation. So every day is going to tell you a different story of what is unfolding inside of you. And no one can answer those questions except you. So we're here to guide you and just say, if you want to level up, there are going to be so many ways in which you're going to do it, and how your soul is going to guide you is going to be the right way. You will know it in your heart, you'll know it in your gut, and you'll know it in your being. And then the path will be there. You walk on it or you don't, you jump on the ship or you don't. It'll just be perfect. God knows everything, and God is doing everything. So hopefully that's helpful for you.
Yeah, thanks, Charissa. Yeah, appreciate it.
You always answer our questions, Charissa, whether it's either in writing or now it's the first time we're talking to you. So that's a great opportunity. We're really thankful. I mean, it's a beautiful journey. Your words keep ringing in our head all the time, whatever you have taught. Don't think it's going on deaf ears. Even Rani, everything. I don't say hello on the chat because there are lots of people there, but we are, I mean, I don't know, it's a beautiful journey, truly. Thank you so much. And Dr. Pillai Babaji, thank you so much. Can't explain. It's a feeling inside. It's a journey, like you said, and each day is a beautiful day. You made it a beautiful day for us. Definitely.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You are with us. You're carrying us. You don't know how much it means to us. You're carrying us. It's very hard at times, but your words ringing, Babaji's words, it's there. Rani, very, very solid. We love it. We love it.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. And God bless you. And please come or watch the recordings of these.
We watch. Definitely we watch. Silently, we're taking it, in Yes, yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you very much. God bless you too. God give you the courage and the good health to continue whatever you're doing. It's splendid, beautiful. Arani, Lakshmi, everybody, yeah. Padma, oh,
Padma, yeah.
superb. Each one of you, you contribute in a different way. I mean, we are of Hindu faith, but the way you have put it to us, anybody can, it's like a crystal with different facets, and everybody can come at any angle. They will get something, 100%. Yes, yes, truly.
Wow, my
Yes.
head is blown. You blew my mind. Thank you so much.
No, you blew my mind first. Rani blew my mind. Everybody did. So I have to give it back to you.
Yeah, you guys great.
And it's a beautiful opportunity. I can talk to you. I know there are only very few people right now because I'm very, very shy in a way, but you have
Not
to be
anymore.
on a beautiful journey. Yeah. You continue. You are a lovely, lovely bunch. And I wish there were more people who, I think it's very personal. It's very personal and private. But once you start, you have to, there is something that inside you that automatically it touches. Can't explain it, but it's there. But I think Babaji is for real.
Oh, for real. I wouldn't be able to do this without him, honestly.
No, I will tell you, I don't know how I came across him. I watched the YouTube, I listened to all the prayers and all that. And one day, sitting down, I think he just came, I don't know how, I don't remember, but you know who I saw? I saw Lord Ganesh in him. And I love Lord Ganesh to bits. I call him my sweetie pie. So as soon as I was just looking at my phone. I'm on my phone right now, my little phone. So I saw him, and then I was just looking at him, and a split second, I could see like little Lord Ganesh there. Then that was it. I listened to what he says, fleetingly, whatever. Just like then he's there. That was it. It's just amazing. I don't know. I don't know how. But I always thought there should be somebody to guide me. He put a stamp on what I was doing, really. He put a stamp. I was doing something, but lots of things, it's like you're moving. It's not very even. And when he comes, it's like a seal approval. It's like a stamp. And that was it. He's my guru. Now when I refer to him, he's my guru. He's my guru. Yes. Well, I don't know how to tell him that or how, but he's my
guru. You just did.
He's in my heart always. And we thank him. We haven't got anything in kind or anything, but there is something very, very special that he's managed to reach out to so many different faiths. And I'm just amazed. He put everybody on the same level. And not many people can do that. I'm telling you, that's the truth. Not many can do that. No. He's made, I studied physics at school at A-level, quantum energy and all that. I say, quantum energy, but I know that, I remember that. And let me see how he relates it now in the real. And I say, well, it makes sense then. I say, wow. So all this is it's like it's connecting the dots for me, and I can't understand that. It's amazing. It's really amazing. It's wonderful. I mean, I can talk and see lots of things, but we'll see where it goes, how it pans out. But I feel really, really very blessed to have come across Babaji. Very blessed. And my son always says to me, oh, thanks, Mom. I know what I'm doing. Like that.
That's great.
Yes, Charita. Thank you. And I always love you all. Impeccable, as usual. The flowers. Oh, beautiful.
Thank you so much. Well, God bless you both.
thank you. I think I have to let you go. Probably other people wants to, chip in as well in the chat. So extraordinary moments, and I wish you all the best in whatever you're doing. And I hope it goes from strength to strength, and whatever Babaji has in mind, everything comes out nice, and more people benefit from it, and really the people get something out of it. They enjoy the moment, take whatever they want to take from whatever you're teaching. But for me, it's a beautiful, beautiful journey so far. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. God bless you. Thank you so much. I'm full. I'm fulfilled.
Oh, good. You must be. There must be other people as well. They're not talking, they're not saying it. But I had the opportunity today, so I'm saying it.
Well,
yeah.
So it's Malawati and Keshav.
Keshav, yes.
Beautiful.
But you will see. Yes.
Great.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, God bless. We'll see you again.
Yes, you will definitely.
Okay.
Okay, then. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Wonderful. So there's, I think there's another message on chat. Ronnie, do you see that from, it's so small, the writing for me.
There's actually a couple.
Okay.
One is from Eric. He's saying, we have been told not to focus on the past and the future as they are not real. Now is the reality. So why are we going to create and have the mind of 3023 when the future is not a reality?
Oh, that's a great question. And that's something that probably will get, our minds will be blown, but it's something that I have explored as well. When Dr. Pillai has shared that he wants us to compress what we would imagine ourselves doing in 10 years from now, for example. This was way back in the past when 10 years for me was like, a lifetime. It seems so much needed to be compressed. So for example, paying off student loans, buying a house, having a car, the relationship and so on, getting married, divorced, whatever happened. And, healing relationships with family, friends, and all that was going to be compressed into 1 year. It was going to be all done in 1 year. Because he said, take the 10 years and compress it into 1 year. He's always using, not using us, but asking us, inviting us to participate full on and see what you can do in a year and compress that. And so then he expanded that. So everything happened to some extent or another, or things that were going to be painful and create a bunch of suffering, even if it was right. It was diffused. Those situations couldn't transpire in that 1 year. So in the 10 years of waiting for all those things to happen, to unfold, they got reduced down to 1 year. And what manifested was everything that brought health and well-being and joy and kept away or protected me from, or anyone else who participated in that adventure with Dr. Pillai. So when he says, I'm going to bring 3023 to the earth plane, perhaps that is a consciousness that says only the divine can intervene, because anyone can just go and put the finger on and it's gone. So we need the energy perhaps of 3023, that the divine, those quantum beings have said, the masters who have gone before us have said to Dr. Pillai, you're going to have to prepare everyone as much as you can to bring that energy in. And perhaps he is at that level of his evolution, being in the human form, although we've seen him turn to light completely so many times over the years, and there's pictures of it where he's just disappeared and just light all around. And I have my own personal experiences where he said, give me the bottle of water, and I turned and he's gone, and I'm like, where did he go? So, so that energy perhaps might be required at this point in time to wake up the whole world. Politics isn't going to do it. Religion isn't going to do it. Education isn't going to do it. Health, the way we maintain our health or well-being isn't going to do it. So the way we interact with others is, as Ronnie had shared, or maybe it was shared with Keshav or his mom, is that there's division. We're conflicting, even in our, just right now, Eric, when you ask this question, and thank you so much. It's inviting us during this time, especially when the moon is asking us to be balanced in our emotions. We go through that process of who, what, where, when, why, how, and say 3023 must have the answer to the world's conundrum. I'm not saying that all of the problems will be miraculously resolved and everything could turn into heaven on earth all at once, but perhaps it could. So, however, the consciousness of 3023 is what we want to ask the divine to come in, protect us from, some challenges or disasters. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is happening and it will continue to escalate, because usually what happens, historically speaking, is we just kind of say, okay, enough carnage, enough destroying of the economy. And what happens? Well, people pray. And the divine comes in and says, don't push the button. Don't kill any more people. And how does that manifest? Only through divine will intervene and say, okay, enough. So hopefully that is helping you to, kind of create some framework around that so that you can invite that energy in and not have the answer. But the reality is, it will become the reality if that's what we all pray for, if we want peace and harmony. If we are at this level where the internet has exploded and it's created social media, which now has, the studies are showing that it's dumbing us down. Isn't the internet supposed to give us more knowledge and expand our intelligence, connect us with more people, create emotional intelligence, more harmony? But no. So science and technology have kind of dumbed us down. So we need to be like stunned bananas and go, okay, I give up. So the divine, that intelligence, that energy, that consciousness is going to come, do what it needs to do, whether that is the destruction is going to go on. But the reality is we are going to be steady and calm and still and stay focused on bringing in that highest understanding of who we are. It's not like we go to any level, really. We just are being, and we're connected to the divine. And that 3023 might be that, I don't have to come back for 10 more lifetimes. I can just, be now and have that consciousness, healing, intelligence, whatever. Maybe you might invent something and you're like, didn't invent a thing in my life, but you knew an inventor and then you had this great idea. And then they said, well, can I just, like Tesla did, he invented everything. And then Edison is the one who funded it all. He took all the credit for it, but it doesn't matter, it brought light to the world and so on. Does that answer your question at all? Yeah, awesome.
Eric
Thanks.
posted awesome. Thank you very much. Yeah.
See, and that's something that I would never know what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
So
thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was very, very insightful. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. But that's what Dr. Pillai has trained us. So he's put us in that situation where we've had to get out of the way.
That's
and
right.
Imagine what it would be like, who we would be, how we would do it. It's all in the imagination. And then trust that the God inside of you is going to align with the God in all around. Even if it is a mosh pit or the pig pen energy, you're going to be steady and calm, and you're going to be guided. And not that you have to do anything other than the mantras, the meditations, whatever Dr. Pillai is going to give out. That's going to protect you, and that's going to guide you.
All right. Thank you.
You're very welcome, Eric. Thanks for asking that very difficult question.
All right, no worries.
It's exciting, and it's going to be mind-blowing, but not in a bad way, in a really awesome way. So
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
Okay, Ronnie or Chakra, you're here too. Did you want to share anything?
Yeah, hi, Sucharita, Rani. How are you?
Yeah, good. Hey, what time is it? 4 in the morning for you?
It's
5?
4 in the morning now. We started about 2:30 a.m.
Oh, dear.
So firstly, I think I really want to thank Malwati for that very heartwarming share. So it's been very uplifting to have the share in the collective. Thank you so much. And I think I really want to share my personal way of being as it was, and how it's helped me over these years. I think today's topic is very current with that. That is clarity of mind and emotional balance. So there was this long, as you know, in my journey over these years, for a long time, there was this inner journey of stuckness, of something happened in the past, and which was not letting me move ahead, which I've shared during the previous courses in mystery school. But until I got present to probably maybe 2 years ago, when COVID happened, and that's where the inner housekeeping started happening. And all thanks to you, Sucharita. I would say you've really handheld me in a lot of journeys. And I got present to one thing, the fear in the belly, and not wanting to let me move ahead. And also to one term, which is the Zeigarnik effect, the thing that is not attended to, that keeps coming back again and again and again. So that's when the journaling started happening. And as Rani also said that, and you also addressed that, if you have fear, just keep addressing that fear until you just want to come out of it. And I'm sharing this for all our friends out here, because in whatever little way this could be of some inspiration, we're all learning together here. But I think that was the beginning, the onset of the journey, and then the commitment. And during COVID, as you all know, I used to be an event manager, but all of that changed. But there's a new reality, so being stuck there and letting fear override on the new possibilities. And here I am blessed to serve Babaji's mission and to serve all of you together here. So I think the most important thing is every moment is new. That is the biggest takeaway for everyone out here. So I just want to say thank you on that note. And thank you so much, Rani. I think I have journaled another very important teaching from you today. Defining what you don't want helps you define what you do want. Thank you so much.
Thank you for that sharing, Chakra. Awesome. And then Ronnie, did you want to respond, and we'll close it out?
Yeah, thank you, Chakra. And thank you for the sharing today and the questions. It was just really amazing and so beautiful. And Sucharita, you're going to do another one tomorrow, and that's going to be at a different time though, right?
Yes, it's going to be at 9 p.m. We're alternating. So we're doing 9 p.m. tomorrow night, Eastern Standard Time. So I think that there is going to be an email, or there will be something that's posted somewhere to invite people to join. So, but just since you're here, it's going to be at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the following day, so we're going to do this up until Friday. So we're alternating the different times to pick up the different times of people in different time zones. So today we heard from some people from the UK, which is, well, I think you're from the UK. that we wanted to make sure that we grab those people or people from, India as well.
Right. So today's call will be the same on Wednesday and on Friday. And then Tuesday and Thursday will be the 9 p.m. Eastern.
Correct.
Great. Okay, good. And I will be converting this again into a YouTube link. And I'm going to create a playlist on it because we got to save these babies. So it'll be called the 2023 Goal Setting with Sucharita. And if you just put in that title, 2023 Goal Setting with Sucharita session, today's session 2, and then the date, then you'll be able to find the link. It'll be a couple of hours before it'll be up on YouTube, this replay. But yesterday's is there, and let me grab that one more time real quick here too and post it in the chat.
No, thank you so much for doing that, Ronnie. See, this is my miracle. I'm like, oh, they want me to do this, but I don't know who's going to come and help. And out of nowhere, my angels came and everybody's showing up and everybody's saying such beautiful shared experiences, and the questions and the discussion is really going to be helping so many more people when they watch the recording. So thanks to all, and thanks to Dr. Pillai for guiding us to be here, to take this journey on in this lifetime and then onwards into 2023 and see what happens to our lives as we navigate the times ahead. So Ronnie has posted the replay link there on the chat. You're welcome to save this chat if you'd like here on Zoom. You just go into the chat box and then you'll see 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner. You just click on that. There will be a drop down that says save the chat. And you can save it to your listening device or whatever your viewing device is, your computer, your laptop, iPad, tablet, whatever it is, your phone, smartphone. And then you can listen as well. But go to YouTube, because the energy behind me is really strong. They're all lighting up in that quantum reality where it's beaming in. And then, of course, with Dr. Pillai's grace and blessings, we're able to receive it. We're able to digest it. We're able to respond to it. And that's living the quantum mind. So God bless you all. Thanks again for joining. And we will see you again tomorrow. And hopefully at the workshops and hopefully in the new year with Dr. Pillai on the journey of a lifetime. Namaste.